snuggled under the covers with peanut butter sandwiches or following along with a book on tape while on the road or on a road trip, reading together is a powerful tool when motivating your child to read. The fact is, reading material comes in many different shapes and sizes that include video games, magazines, and comic books, all of which provide opportunities for reading practice. Once again, we are pleased to have children's book illustrator and author Ralph Maciello, along with the president of the International Reading Association, Amy Lizama. Again, thank you very much for coming on. Now, in what ways can parents or other individuals who work with kids actually help children to express an interest in art?
I always suggest that parents get their kids a nice sketchbook, let the kids draw what they like to draw, because by drawing what they like, they'll be more apt to sit down and draw and fill up those sketchbooks. And every time they fill up a sketchbook, get another one. And hold on to those sketchbooks because they're invaluable. Later on down the road, the kids will look back and see the progress that they've made. So sketchbook is my biggest recommendation. Always get your kid a sketchbook. And then, of course, if they have the opportunity to take some art classes with somebody who teaches them in a creative way, experiments with them with different materials and different types of techniques, that's another thing that they can do. But I really recommend having a sketchbook all the time, even when they're on vacation. Bring the sketchbook with them, draw their experiences.
Now, the International Reading Association also shared with us that you also have a summer literacy read to race program. Tell us about that.
Well, I race motocross, and you know, I'm 45 years old. I probably shouldn't be, but
there is nothing wrong with that.
But years ago, I was it was around year 2000. I was in the pits in New England, where I live, and I was watching some kids in between races sitting down and reading books. I thought, what a wonderful thing. But then I saw other kids throwing rocks at each other. I thought, those kids need a reading program.
Yes, they do.
So during the winter, I started writing letters to manufacturers of motocross products and asked them if they would be willing to donate some products for a literacy incentive program. And the thing took off. And in the first year, we had over $10,000 worth of products donated by Fox Racing and Parts Unlimited, these big motocross organizations. And the parents embraced the program, and it's grown every year. And the kids read thousands of books every summer. It's wonderful.
No, that's just one idea that you had that actually, you know, sparked in your mind, and it has flowered to be successful. If other people, say, on this island want to do something similar, what advice would you offer to them?
Well, I would say the first thing they need to do is get some good volunteers, people that will help run the program, do a lot of letter writing, emailing, set up a group that will constantly be monitoring the kids' reading and follow up on their progress. It's always good to have good parent volunteers. That's what helped me out. Get the parents of the kids involved, but definitely writing letters and calling anybody that is involved in. Say you're going to have a program for soccer playing. You might want to contact companies that make soccer gear or soccer balls, and just keep writing and calling until they decide to give you something. And we did it on a bi-monthly basis, so it wasn't too overwhelming for the kids too. So they had enough time to do their reading, and it wasn't too much. They had a great time, though.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Now, Amy, as the president of the International Reading Association, you know day in and day out what advice that you offer to parents and people who teach kids how to read. What is the biggest word of advice you would offer people?
Have them read anything. Have them read anytime, anywhere, any place. I mean, it doesn't necessarily, you don't always have to have a book. I mean, I know on Guam we tell legends, we tell stories, we hear it from our grandparents, we hear it from our parents, and that's just another way of promoting literacy. So, you know, as you're in the car and your children are in the back, ask them, what signs do you see? And you know, you're just promoting reading even in the littlest way.
I know that when I was growing up, my mom and I used to sit in front of the TV and we used to watch black and white movies, and my favorite were like the thrillers. And so she picked up on that. She knew that I liked mysteries, and she started getting me to read the Nancy Drew books, and that's how I enjoyed reading. So yeah, I guess the main thing is find the interest within your child and maybe...
And then spark it from there.
There you
and
go.
work it up.
Okay, safe enough. Thank you very much. Stay tuned to KOM News Extra as we speak more to Amy and have her expound on the goal of the International Reading Association and its work right here on the Palm Studio.